Hey everyone, my name's Sebastian and welcome to another episode of Atmoseeker. Today I'm going to make some houses, and this is all kind of derived from an old encounter I did on Horde of the Dragon Queen when the party was moving their way through Greenest, and I had to change up the encounters quite quickly for all kind of different kobold and lizard riding lizard kind of encounters that they had. And to make do with that, and using the UDT, the Ultimate Dungeon Terrain by Professor Dungeon Master, you can go check out his channel if you want to see how he makes it. And I utilized that, and I made these kind of half houses in a night or two, just out of cardboard and just some quick painting. But just they were like these two separate halves of the house, because they would take up less gaming space, and you could use kind of the interiors as well to kind of set up vantage points from inside houses. You can make all kind of streets, alleys, corners, kind of town squares, just with a whole bunch of these, shorter, taller ones. And something I noticed when making these was that you could also piece them together to make a whole house. The only problem is that I kind of rushed this and didn't really have that kind of thought in mind from the get-go. So you can see that a lot of the textures and beams don't quite match up. So what we're going to do is advance this concept a bit more, maybe spend a little bit of extra time trying some different techniques with the EVA foam to kind of lay stones or some nice wood planks inside, some nice interiors. And let's see how we go. So without further ado and less talking, let's get to the crafting table and let's make this thing. Material of choice for this build is EVA foam, and I've just cut a whole bunch of 1 centimeter wide strips that I'm going to use for all kinds of purposes. The gym mats that this EVA foam is from has a textured side to it, so I'm going to try a few techniques to try and hide that texture. Using hot glue here to stick the EVA foam to a 6 by 11 centimeter foam core board. I like that you can cut the EVA foam to a variety of shapes, like here I'm using it as thin strips for wood planks. I'm using balsa wood here for the ground floor supports just because it's a bit sturdier than EVA foam. With these stones for the ground floor, I was trying to be mindful of the pattern to stagger it a bit, so when they click together, you don't see an obvious seam. With the brickwork at the seam here, I'm trying to stagger the brick pieces so it slots together like a puzzle piece. After getting carried away with laying bricks, it suddenly dawned on me that I needed to put windows in this thing. So I made some using some flexible EVA foam, hot glue, and some knitting mesh or plastic canvas. Ground floor done. That was a lot of bricks. So here I've got one of the cheaper varieties of foam core, and I'm just softening up the glue by spraying on some methylated spirits. Just leaving it for a moment and the paper peels off nice and easy. Oh, forgot the window again. So we can fix it. Trying something with a hot glue gun here to kind of simulate that stucco texture on some of this foam core. I'm just running the hot glue gun nozzle over some of the edges here to just kind of dapple that texture a bit. Partway through making this roof, I thought it'd be great to have a flat surface on top so you could place miniatures on the top of the roof. That could be great for roof chasers and all that kind of stuff. Almost there, just gonna do some roof tiles now. Just thought I'd add a little interior cross beam here for the sneaky rogue types to hide up in. Something I'm adding to the build is a placeable door that you can use on the ground floor. The reason I'm doing it this way instead of building the door into the structure is I wanted the halves to be modular, so that you could place the door anywhere on the building. You don't have to make your own, you can use, Mantic has a line of dungeon doors that you can use for this sort of purpose, but I'm just making one here. The nice advantage of this one is it'll have a nice overhang to sit flush against the wall. Primed it black with some matte spray paint. Let's paint this thing. using a lot of dry brushing in this build where you have barely any paint on the brush and just layer up that color as you go. Here I'm using a raw sienna and building up with a tan on this stucco to help kind of bring out that texture that's behind there. Well, that came out all right. I'm really happy how the use of the EVA foam with all kind of different techniques of texturing it from the roof tiles to the wood planks to the stones really show it's kind of a nice versatile material to work with, and you don't need any special tools to make it. The piece itself is a nice piece of dynamic terrain that you can really kind of use, especially on this small kind of table real estate, to kind of help make dynamic encounters. It can change quickly from a house structure. Even if you had multiple of these or shorter ones of these, single story, you could make a whole kind of slew of houses. But especially on a short, small kind of surface of terrain like area like this, you can really quickly change it up from a house to a market square or street quite quickly. And it has a lot of kind of gameplay ideas in mind of how to make use of this terrain. Like, you have these interiors as well where people can, from all angles of the table, get use of or place their miniatures in, make vantage points onto the street. You could place a rogue kind of hiding up in the rafters, even have flatter kind of top on surface on the top of this roof here for little roof chases or vantage points. It's a really nice, dynamic piece of terrain, and it was a lot of fun to make. If you do like it, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon if you want to see notifications of future videos when they pop up on the channel. I'm Sebastian, this is Atmoseeker, and let's create and inspire. I'll see you next time. See you later.